We have a lot of people that come out to these areas, especially in our displaced community, and they kind of set up shop. And while some people are really great, they clean up after themselves, they have a clean site, there are a lot of other people that don't and just trash a lot of these areas. So I am out here working with BLM in Oregon Parks and Rec, and we're trying to get some boulders from the wonderful guys at Taylor Northwest who love to be a part of our community here in Bend and give back. And they're going to donate the boulders for free just so we can start to get this land a little bit safer for riders, and also make it so that the land stays intact and protected from people coming in and kind of just destroying it.
And people who want to go, dude, play here, but go through that. Don't cut the fence because that's your favorite little road to get to that road, whatever, you know? So that's what I'm at.
So we're going to be getting boulders for a lot of these type of spots to reinforce the fence line, but also to make sure that people are being responsible and not just coming in here to camp, dump trash, or essentially live.
Right into this tree, probably.
So essentially my job is to be a facilitator. So in a situation like this, when we're having issues on public land, where people are kind of going where they're not supposed to, they're man-making trails, they're camping out for more than their 14 days, and dumping from town or leaving their trash, essentially what I come in and try to do is just connect community with land management to make things easier. So whether that's with stewardship projects or something like this, where I'm connecting a local company with land management to try and make things a little bit better, that's my job. And that's also one of the reasons why I absolutely love my job, is because I get to help make my community better. And I also get to protect the land that I love recreating on and exploring and adventuring on. So it's a win-win. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Gotta wash my hands, sorry. Anyway, hi y'all. I am currently heading to Mill City, Oregon, where I'm going to be meeting with a representative from the Forest Service. He's a Forest Service ranger out at Detroit Lake. And I'll be meeting with him and another lovely gentleman who's the head of a big volunteer group out in Oregon. And the three of us are going to try and figure out how in the hell we want to get the McCoy OHV area reopened by the summertime. The McCoy OHV area was closed just outside of Detroit Lake, I think right after the 2020 fire. There was a catastrophic fire in Oregon around Detroit Lake and in many other places in 2020 in Oregon. But Detroit Lake got hit the hardest, I would say, or one of the hardest places. The entire town almost completely burned to the ground. And in the last, 4.5, 5 years, we're now in 2025. Holy shit, that's crazy. In the last couple of years, they've been able to rebuild, but opening a lot of these areas and some of those trails that used to be open was something that was quite a task for the Forest Service. So I am super stoked to be meeting with them today to figure out how to open it back up for recreators of both motorized and non-motorized. Obviously, my focus is motorized. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great project for me. Also for my buddies at Central Oregon Adventure Rider, Greg, who is an awesome friend and a really great human, is going to be helping me to get volunteers through them to help with this project. So we are on the road for the next 2 hours. I've got my mascot Tamsin in the back with me. She is my go gal, my little shadow. She goes everywhere with me now, especially for work, which is so nice in some of these longer drive days to have a buddy. But yeah, we are hitting the road, gonna head over Santiam Pass. It is 32 degrees outside, a little icy, so 4-wheel drive and some extra coffee. Here we go. All right, we have officially made it to Rosie's, where I will be meeting. Oh, this is exciting. Nice little pothole here. Where I'll be meeting the guys to have a quick chat about whether or not we can get McCoy open.
Yeah, I'll get that in the works. We'll get some information to you. Just give us a day, time, and maybe a general area that you want. All of Brighton Bush, from the bottom all the way up. All the way up? All the way up.
I like it.
Or my girls.
So here's the road to McCoy. It is obviously closed for the time being. And obviously one of the main reasons why is because of a lot of the downed trees, burn areas, etc. from 2020. But one of the great aspects about this is we get to now plan on how to open this area, how to get it situated and ready for OHV access. Tamsin's currently finding something great to smell. But yeah, I could not be more excited. I really want to walk up here, but I also just met with the Forest Service crew, and I think for the time being, it's best to just not push buttons and know where the area is. But yeah, really excited to work on it here. Quick little pit stop. Our favorite bridge. That was Tammy's favorite bridge. Yeah. Well, gotta love that as we descend down over Santiam Pass, we are essentially heading into what I would call a Stephen King novel, which is freezing fog, which can also be quite hazardous. So time for the 4-wheel drive. It's about 30 degrees, and yeah, we're gonna take our time and crawl back to Bend. All right, so today I'm heading out to China Hat Road because we are going to be having a major closure out here starting May 1st of 2025. And the reason for the closure is obviously because we're having such an increase in wildfires in the area that the Forest Service is needing to do burn piles and to take care of that aspect of keeping our community safe. It's also because there's going to be, I believe, a soil turnover where they come in and they essentially scrape off the first few inches of soil to try and help the environment, to try and help wildlife, flora, fauna, all of the above with regeneration and regrowth. So I'm actually heading out with my sidekick today to take a peek at an area that I've cleaned up quite a few times with public land stewards. It has quite a large displaced community, a lot of trash, a lot of abandoned vehicles and RVs. So I'm gonna be heading out to take a look and see just how bad it is and kind of see where the closures are gonna be to try and get a better idea of what we're dealing with here for the next couple of years, because I do believe starting May 1st, it's gonna be anywhere from 1 to 5 years of closures. So it's not exactly a safe environment, but we're gonna do the best we can to capture what's out here without putting ourselves in harm's way. Pretty. Just typical. We're out a little ways and we've got this epic view. There's Bessie Butte right over there. But yeah, you can see we've got just somebody had some fun out here, left all of their bullet casings, which is so pleasant for the rest of us when you want to come out and actually have a great outdoor experience. you know, part of being out here means cleaning up after yourselves, everybody, which also means taking your bullet casings with you when you leave. Well, what I can tell is that it's actually much cleaner than it has been in quite some time. The Forest Service has obviously already started to pull a lot of the displaced population and also other people camping and living out of here. And they've really obviously just been getting a lot of people evacuated in the last, I would imagine, couple of months, just because this is the least amount of people I've actually seen out here in a very long time. It's still pretty trashed in a lot of the sites, but it's definitely been worse. But yeah, you can definitely tell there's a lot of Forest Service patrolling and Bend PD out here and Sheriff's Department. So obviously they are getting ready for a big shutdown, but it's going to be for the best overall, just to get this place revamped and help get the wild a little more wild again. When we've been out here in the past doing cleanups, a lot of these piles have been much, much bigger. Like we're talking like, so here's a little perspective with the tundra. We're talking like 5-6 times this size. And then of course kind of scattered all over. This is normally a PLS pickup site for trash because there is a pretty large camp over here, and it extends very far back into the woods. And there's also been a lot of man-made trails back here, so a lot of people will make their own trails to get back to their own camps that aren't supposed to be made on this public land. So it's it can get a little dicey, and one of the many reasons why I'm not getting too far into the camps today too is because with the closures, we're not sure what hostilities are looking like these days. But for the most part, everyone that I've worked with out here has been extremely respectful and very happy to have help. But you know, it's just it's pretty trashed, and the land definitely needs some TLC. So for burning and for getting this soil turned over, I feel like this is going to be the best case scenario. Also, just to give you some perspective, there is a very nice $1 million house back there right on the edge of the BLM property with a lot of this stuff. So, and also one right over my shoulder. It's definitely been an issue here. So hopefully we can see some of these issues get resolved with this closure. And now we go adventure. It is the first official snowmobile outing of the year, and it's currently raining, which is kind of a pisser, but we're gonna make it work. It's time to get out in the snow. This is what happens when you don't have the gear to air down tires. Just, you know, hold on. This hat, there we go. Just a nice little MacGyver move. No big deal. We've arrived!
Yeehaw.
And it looks like the sun might even be peeking out. Woohoo! What do you think, Cody? Yeah.
Hey, it doesn't get better than that.
It does not get better than this.
It looks steep if there's a trail to the top.
Yeah, I think there is one. I know there's a motorcycle single track trail up there. We're at Three Creeks. So excited to be up here, especially because I've ridden up here so many times on my motorcycle, and it's nice to get up here in a snowmobile for once. Yeah, we're just gonna dick around for a bit and have a good time.